form of social welfare schemes or measures. And these social welfare measures and schemes are also have been gradually being diluted so that they can fill up the fiscal deficit by cutting the expenditure on the social sectors. Ultimately, some of these schemes were transformed into cash transfer programs also. That means from kind to cash, from cash to nothing. That is the process. First, they will turn these kind programs into cash programs, and from cash programs to nothing. Gradually, inflation eats away, and gradually, the allotment for the cash transfer programs will be curtailed. Ultimately, they will be whittled away. That's why we demand these as not as dole-outs, as benevolent gifts from the great leaders. We want them as fundamental economic justiciable rights, and they can now, they're in the form of directive principles in the Constitution. We want make them as fundamental rights of the, and put in the Constitution. That is one of the important resolution the Congress has passed. These are the things I want to place before you. After me, Comrade Tarigami will explain the situation in Jammu Kashmir and the resolution passed by the Congress to you. Then you can field the questions.
Friends, first of all, I am grateful that I have been provided this opportunity to talk to you about a very sensitive issue. All of us might be agreeing at least on that point, that is, it is sensitivities, that is the question, the situation in Kashmir. Our senior party leader, Comrade Ragulu, has explained about the organization and certain other issues on which the party Congress deliberated over. And as far as Jammu Kashmir is concerned, the party feels concerned, this Congress, and that's why they adopted a resolution. And that resolution has been adopted unanimously. One thing I must reiterate, that our comrade was mentioning about the achievements in the organizational activities or certain areas which need to be more attention. But one thing good has happened, which our party did initiate, that is the concern about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir at a time when we were assaulted. We means the citizens of the country residing in Jammu and Kashmir. And you might be now knowing the history and geography and all that, but I will remind you that we in Jammu and Kashmir are part of you, not because of any coercive, any pressure. It's all because of the will of those people who are living there, bordering with other country. Please, we must understand, I must request you, this is very important to understand what is happening in Kashmir, because what happened in Kashmir on 5th August 2019, we said, both me and Sampath, our Sitaram Yachuri, who defied the writ of the government and visited me there and stood in solidarity with the people of Kashmir there, and along with other comrades in Delhi and in the rest of the country. We were the first to address a press conference in Delhi when I got the opportunity to visit Delhi for treatment. We said at that time that what has happened in Kashmir, what is happening there, this is not something isolated from the rest. Don't treat it like happening in one area. It's not that. what is happening today is a beginning of a bigger assault on the very structure of the constitutional order. We categorically said what is at stake today, what the government of India has sent a signal, big signal, that they are here not concerned about the well-being of the people of the country or the rights achieved through the hard struggle of the people of the country, including Kashmir. We are here to control you. Beginning is Kashmir, tomorrow it will be Tamil Nadu, it will be Kerala, it will be Bengal, it will be the rest. This is what is happening. Otherwise, I must remind you, have you ever thought over, when we talk of the country, biggest achievement is that we have a constitution, still we have. And that was assaulted. We don't have any example so far where a state has been downgraded to a union territory status. We don't have any example other than Kashmir. Other than Kashmir, we are special. Special clause of the constitution has been removed, abrogated, but in our treatment, the government of India is still continuing its process of speciality, special consideration about snatching the rights from the people of Jammu and Kashmir. This has happened. And you know, unfortunately, people of the country might not be knowing so much because huge propaganda is there through the controlled media, some sections. I'm not blaming all of you, particularly those who are reporters, editors and all that. But the press is not what it should have been, what it was earlier. And that's why people of the country are not knowing much about Kashmir. Tell me, when there was partition, Maharaja, the Hindu ruler, I'm sorry to say Hindu, we don't believe in this categorizing the people or dividing the people. But because these things are being misused, that's why I repeat it. There was a ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, and this was the largest majority, Muslim majority area bordering with Pakistan. Maharaja Hari Singh was reluctant to join secular India till October 26th. Why don't you, I'm not asking you, I'm talking this government, have some strength to talk truth to the people. Give them a chance to know what is happening, what has happened in the past. How this relationship has evolved. People of Jammu and Kashmir, a Muslim majority area bordering with Pakistan, they refused to join them. They opted for a relationship with a country called India where the majority is other than Muslims. Thinking about that, this is a secular country, there is a secular commitment. And the relationship was not through Maharaja, ruler, the kings. The relationship emerged through the will of the people, through the leadership, popular leadership of that area with the popular leadership of the rest of the country. That is how our great founders of the constitutional order, they discussed, debated about the terms of the accession, about the terms of the relationship between Jammu and Kashmir and the Union of India, called 370 and remain the part of constitutional order till 5th August 2019. Now they are talking the country that we have stopped terrorism. 370 was the source of terrorism. 370 was source of separatism. 37 has emerged out of the situation when Pakistan sent the raiders, when the leadership of Jammu and Kashmir refused to join them, when the leadership, popular leadership under the Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah joined the secular leadership in the country under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. That is how the bond of relationship has emerged. And that is how the bond of relationship, constitutional bond, has been assaulted. It's not the question of me or you. Now there are other clauses as well. We are having clauses. Now take for example the land rights, the job rights. Maharaja Hari Singh issued the notifications in 1927-32. Maharaja Hari Singh. And the notification was outsiders cannot purchase land in his kingdom, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. Outsiders cannot get a job in his territory. It is in 1927 and 32, and they are selling it that, look now, you were not allowed to have a house there, you were not having any chance to go get jobs there. What kind of jobs you have created in the rest of the country for this last so many, since 2014, Mr. Modi? What kind of Adivasis will come to visit and live in a bungalow in Kashmir? You are not allowing them to live in the forest areas. What about those Dalits? What about the below poverty line people, OBC, working people who are not getting wages? All these things are myths being created about the situation in Kashmir. Anyway, after abrogation, what is happening? They made a commitment. We will restore statehood in Supreme Court. Through its council, he made a commitment that Government of India assures the apex body that we will restore statehood. In Parliament, they have said it. When there was a conference of all parties conference convened by Honorable Prime Minister, he assured the air a place. We joined the secular India was denied the right of elections to the assembly for 7 years. Can you imagine? We were not having assembly, and still they are claiming we have restored peace, we have restored normalcy. And then when the assembly elections were held, they did whatever was possible using money power, using coercion, using their proxies. Now look, on the one hand they are talking about fundamentalism, Muslim extremism, terrorism and everything. On the other hand, it was the BJP who encouraged Jamaat-e-Islami in Kashmir to defeat CPM candidate Tariq Ami there. They did not succeed. The will of the people, the wisdom of the people prevailed. And the outcome of that election, which they tried to manipulate, the clock was something different, turned different way. And the verdict is rejection of BJP, its policies, whatever they have done since 5th August 2019. Assembly was constituted. And then we asked for the first resolution the cabinet adopted was restoration of statehood. There is a dual system. I said in the assembly on the first day that we don't know. We are sitting in a legislature which does not know what to legislate and how to legislate. We don't know. We have an administration. They don't know where to send the file, whom to meet and whom not to meet. That is exactly happening there. 2 days before, 48 local officers have been transferred, not by the elected government. We understand IAS, IPS, IFS, All India cadre, that jurisdiction is with LG. But the rest of the officers, we were told that authority lies within the jurisdiction of the elected government. Elected government, not even consultation, not even telephonic information, all of a sudden. This is all, they are treating us like not citizens, but just oppressed subjects. My appeal to you is, and that's why our party, Congress, adopted this resolution. They said, restore statehood. And that means what? Restoring statehood means restoring democracy. Jammu and Kashmir people want to be integrated, not territorial integration. That integration will be taken care of by the security forces, by the will of the people of Jammu and Kashmir with the will of the people in the rest of the country must come closer together to shape their future. That's what this resolution is telling us. Please help us. Through you, I want to appeal to the countrymen. We may have difference of opinion. That's what democracy is. Agreements are not one part. There are disagreements as well. We may belong to different groups of politics, different groups of linguistic groups and all that, but the overall interest of the country matters. If country gets fragmented, divided on the basis of religion, caste and creed, it will be disastrous. Not for one community. Maybe today one community is targeted, but it will be the beginning of a bigger attack on the rest of the country before it is too late. My request, my appeal is, we the people of Kashmir want justice. Please help us. Please help us. We want to be together with you, with the rest of the country, the people of the country, to march ahead to shape our future. Thank you very much.
Comrade Raghavelu, since you are in charge of both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, delegates from both these states have raised some objections to the PTL, the political tactical line of the party. How do you explain this opposition to the PTL from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh? And also, are you people including you, are you satisfied with the reply given by Comrade Karat?
You see, a review of the political tactical line was discussed for 2 days. Yesterday it was unanimously adopted. There is no disagreement. Even one delegate opposed this. Unanimously it was adopted. So why is Telangana, Andhra disagreeing with the report? Already it was passed, it was unanimously passed. There may be discussions, so many discussions. If there is no discussions, what is the use of Congress holding here? It is for discussions. After discussions, the report was unanimously adopted. So all the other things, some delegations disagreed and they vehemently opposed. Those news also I have seen in some papers. That's not true. Yes, fully satisfied, not me. We are in the Politburo, we will naturally will be satisfied. But the delegates unanimously voted for the resolution. That means they have satisfied with the reply.
Comrade, in Kerala, the Empuran director Prithviraj, he got income tax notice. Last day, the producer Gokulam Gopalan's ED raid. Today, income tax notice to Prithviraj, the Empuran director and the well-known artist.
If you are a critic of BJP, if you have some income, next day income tax ED people will come to you. Like that, Empuran people also got the same treatment. I have no income, so they may not come to me.
Comrade, why there was no voting on amendments yesterday when the PTL was in the last session?
Many of the amendments sent by the delegates, they were accepted, they were incorporated. There were many suggestions. They were suitably modified and accepted. And some amendments were rejected, not because they were wrong. They are not relevant to this present context. And many of the amendments, if you add them, our report will become bulky. So some of them, because of those reasons, they were not included in the resolution. So many of them were accepted.
Self-critically, you are saying that party couldn't achieve the independent strength. So, comrade, primarily who is responsible? Is it the party central leadership, or the party has failed to taken up the struggles at the local level?
First thing is, during the last 3 years, we have made some progress. I have given some facts and figures. Even our six mass organizations, they increased their membership up to 64 lakhs during this period. There were some improvements, there are some progress, and what we wish we should have made much more rapid progress, much more further progress. That is not happening. So we discussed that thing, and whatever weaknesses and other things will overcome it, and in future will. But the point is sharing the responsibility for the success as well as failures. It is not, it's not a blame game. From branch to Politburo, everybody has to overcome certain weaknesses and they have to go forward. That is what the review report says.
Question for Mr. Tarikami. There is a promise from BJP to resettle the Kashmiri Pandits, and there is a campaign that after 370 revoke, they will do that. What is the condition, and what is the condition of terrorism there?
You see, as far as Kashmiri Pandit community is concerned, this is a very sad chapter of our history that I was mentioning even in 47, when there was deep crisis being faced by the people of that region. There was not a single incident as far as Kashmir is concerned. But it's all because of the erosions of our rights and all that, that others got the opportunity to intervene, and it is thereby the element of violence got promoted and all that, and we have seen the result. All of us know it. As far as Kashmiri Pandit is concerned, they have suffered too much. I was one among them, among the first to get migrated from Kashmir, and we know what the sufferings are. Leaving the home and hearth is a big, it's painful journey. Nevertheless, at that time the government did whatever, not that whatever was required to be done, but certainly they tried to attend to the problems of the migrant community, all of us, even some sections from different other communities as well. Houses were built earlier. There was employment package earlier during the UAPA when left was supporting and all that at that time and before that. Since 2014, one big question to my friends in power in Delhi is, can you please tell the countrymen what you have done for migrants there? Since you were in command, what is the, how many jobs you have provided to that community? How much? Even they could not create, they did not even repair those structures which were earlier made. You can come, I will like you to visit Kashmir and to visit those campuses and all that. They will tell you the real story. One thing is there where we cannot compete with the BJP and the other the Sangh Parivar overall. They can, their money, they have the capacity to marketize the agonies. They have that capacity to sell the miseries in the market. That is unfortunate. My misery, your misery, Hindu misery, Muslim misery, misery is a misery. Pain is pain. I have said it that Kashmiri Pandits' migration is the tragedy for people of Jammu and Kashmir. What did not happen in trying times earlier could happen then. That pain is there, and the country as a whole, and we have raised an issue in the coming assembly. I have personally posed a question, a detailed question, and then raised the issue that their dignified return, possibilities for their dignified return, without politicizing their misery and pain, must be ensured. And that remains a duty, a collective duty for all of us in Jammu and Kashmir and in the rest of the country. Thank you.
Comrade, how will you conduct the annual assessment of the PB members? And on the age limit question, will there be one more exemption for the Kerala CM?
First thing is review of the work of the Politburo members, Central Committee members, State Committee members from grassroots level to the top level. We undertake annually, and this Congress also reviewed that. This Congress reviewed the practice of assessing the work of every individual leader and felt that up to now the reviews are satisfactory, and most of the reviews were self-critical, and most of the leaders also self-critically assessed themselves and they promised correction also. That's why it will be continued in future. That is one thing. And the next thing is about age limit. To renew the leadership at all levels, we have put the age limit, and at different state levels, different thresholds were fixed, but at Central Committee level, it is 75 years. When we decided to fix the age limit, in our policy framework itself, there was a provision. In exceptional circumstances, sparingly, we can give exemption to certain industry. But that will be discussed as and when the situation arises. This Congress also will discuss certain cases. But that is not the agenda now. Tomorrow that agenda will be taken up. Whether anybody will be exempted or not, we can't say. Tomorrow that will happen.
I'm asking.
Not audible.
Okay. Can you hear?
Hello, check. I am asking two more questions to Comrade Raghavulu. Tamil Nadu has been continuously cheated for many years in the interstate water, river water sharing issue. Tamil Nadu has been continuously affected by the Palar from Andhra Pradesh, Kaveri from Karnataka, the Mulle Periyar from Kerala, etc. What decision will the 24th Congress take on this? One question. Another one. A state mineral wealth is its natural bulwark. But what kind of federal system is that allows neighboring states to continuously to plunder it, both legally and illegally through political traders here?
First thing is these water disputes. It is everywhere. It's not only confined to Andhra and Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Telangana. Telangana, after bifurcation, Telangana, Andhra, from North India, South India, the interconnection of the rivers. So water issue is a very complex issue. And international law, international practices were there. Even at international level also, there are so many complex issues. Now, between China and India, this issue, Brahmaputra, damming of Brahmaputra is being discussed now. So, first thing is we should remember, first priority is to keep India united. First thing. That means we have to resolve whatever water issues are there in consultation, in discussions with patients, with consensus. That should be the approach so that the federal structure won't be harmed. So Palar issue or some other issue also, the state governments has to sit and discuss. Take for example in Andhra, Orissa, there is a small dam. 100 acres dispute was there. It was not yet resolved for last 40 years. About 100 crores rupees are involved. So this, at some point of time, political parties will incite the people and incite the sentiments of the people. That is not going to help. That's why even in our party, we won't allow the state committees to, there may be differences in the state committees of same party between two states. We'll ask them to sit and thrash out, come to a consensus. If you are not able to come to a consensus, we shall not fight. We shall go for arbitration. Now the central government is arbitrator. But this BJP central government, instead of bringing the parties together and trying to arrive at consensus, they are playing with between the states to fulfill its political benefit. So that's why we are opposing. So there are various proposals. One proposal is giving the water resources to the central government to be, we are against it. It is against federalism. Whatever disputes are there, states has to, and center also can be there to pacify or to bring consensus. So our party won't allow our units to fight on this issue. And also we advise the whatever state governments are there to come and sit together, patient, and resolve the issue. On Paler also that same attitude we take.
Comrade, you have passed a resolution against this Waqf bill. You know that at the same time, some churches organization has supported this Waqf bill. Today, organizer, the mouthpiece of RSS, has written a news article that church owns more land, more property than Waqf. And this land of church is being utilized for conversion. Later they withdrawn the story, but what kind of message this RSS through this organizer is given to the, especially all these kind of people?
Whether it is a work property or church property, government property, any property, property is property. But we take people first attitude. If there are few poor people, deserving people, enjoying some livelihood on all these lands, we should protect first the people, and then we have to protect the interests of the religions also. There should be a balance. So that balance, if we are not able to resolve this, we have to go to the courts. Otherwise, we can't fight and we can't incite communal. But the attitude of organizer, I'm not saying organizer, it's a mouthpiece of certain organization. Wherever there is an issue which can be roused sentiments, which can be roused conflict between communities, it will use, whether it is right, reasonable, or they won't bother. They want some conflict. Through that conflict, they want to earn their communal benefits. That's why on this church property issue also, work property issue also, they are utilizing. For that purpose, they might have written those articles in organized. I have not seen them.
Comrade, regarding to this only, not about property, but in so many states, after Muslims, Christians are getting threats from Sangh Parvar organizations. Is it came to your party Congress notice, and what is your view?
We are fighting the communal forces not only ideologically. Whenever people were attacked, subjected to hardship or attacks, we were there. Party is there, we are standing with them. Not only Muslims, Christians. I mean, that's what is happening in Tamil Nadu. It is the CPM. We can proudly say that wherever attacks take place on Dalits, we were there. Our ex-General Secretary Prakash Karat went to a village and demolished a wall erected between the upper caste and Dalit community. So in that way, in recent period also at many places, we stood with the minorities, whether Christian, Muslim, or Dalit, or anybody, when they were physically attacked, when they were subjected to repression.
Comrade, the membership document says, it shows that the membership has actually come down since 2022, and even the figures for Kerala show that the numbers have come down. So how big a concern is it? How do you see this?
You see, there was a fall in membership during the COVID period because of various reasons. After that, it again regained and reached the pre-COVID position. But our point is, reaching pre-COVID position is not our wish. We have to go forward. That's the thing. And the actual membership rose in 14 districts and declined in 11 districts during this period. States, sorry, declined. So we are examining why in certain states it declined and why, especially Kerala, we are strong and our increase also better compared to the other. Kerala decrease? No. I am comparing 21 to 24. It might be you are comparing 23. Yeah, I am comparing. It is a 3-year Congress. We compare 21 to 24. That is the thing. In spite of that, 11 states saw the decline and certain states saw the increase. There is no uniform pattern. We are seized of that situation to rectify in certain states the position.
Hello. When compared to 2011, there is an increase in membership when it comes to Kerala. Numerically, there is an increase. 2021. And now it's 5,67,000. Apart from the quantity, what is the quality of the comrades? Is there any lapse in the rectification process regarding the scrutiny and all? How the Central Committee and the Party Congress evaluating the quality of the membership, especially the strongest faction like Kerala?
Not only Kerala, we are seized of the situation that we felt that certain lag in quality is also there among the party membership, because in certain states the droppage of membership is around 5, 6 or 4%. In certain states it is high compared what we wish. For example, in Kerala, and also relative droppage is high. So Kerala Party State Committee seized of the situation. It want to tighten the recruitment. We are not mechanical. We'll try to improve, educate, and make them active in the activities. In spite of our efforts, if somebody is not fulfilling the criteria we feel, they will be asked to become sympathizers. That process is continuing. That's not alarming. Basically, the quality of the membership is relatively good, but in certain pockets, certain areas, that deficiency is there. We are trying to correct it.
Comrade Akavalu.
The same. There is degree of difference between states, but relatively overall party members' participation. These 5 criteria we have evolved. If you apply those 5-point criteria, relatively activity of the party members' participation is relatively good, but at certain sections have not fulfilled these 5-point criteria. In the coming period, we want to educate them, make them active in the campaigns and struggles. In spite of our efforts, if somebody is not able to cope up with these 5-point criteria, then we will think of asking them to become sympathizers instead of possibly. Certainly, the party congress decided to have the 5-point criteria strictly applied at the time of 2026 renewal. But during this period, we have to make our own efforts to make them conscious of their duties and make them active. In spite of our efforts, then we'll see.
Comrade, I am coming back to organizational report.
Akavalu, you see You presented the report on organization yesterday. When we come to the portion on rectification, there are interesting mentions. One is about Telangana, that Telangana, the main issue is of corruption. About the Tamil Nadu party also, you say there is a problem of dowry, domestic violence and all. But interestingly, there is no mention of states like Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, I know you are very familiar with the issue of the party TV channel and the other issues involved. And in Kerala, the cooperative banks issue, and which are openly admitted after the state conference by the state secretary, that there are issues of corruption. But there is no mention whether these states had rectification campaign or not. Why this absence? And you are a person who is in charge of the subcommittee on organization, no?
First thing is, you mentioned about Telangana and TV channel. It is a world issue, not new. And the issue is not corruption there. So that you can't bring in here. And also it is not done by the party.
No, the report says main issue is corruption. That is what...
No, you are quoting so many examples. That's why I am mentioning. In the report, we didn't say that party has become corrupt. We said that certain instances of corruption and instead of some misconducts were happened, we are strictly acting on that. That you should appreciate us, not because they are so. If you allow people to become corrupt and continue in the party, that is a bad thing. Whenever we find certain practices anywhere in the party, certainly in Telangana, some instances happened, we took seriously, and whatever necessary corrective measures were taken. And in other states also, if those things happen, we certainly take those actions. But as if some corruption is there everywhere, that is not the impression we want to give in the report. That's not there also. In Kerala also there is a rectification campaign. Why? Because in the report in 2022 rectification was done everywhere. That was there in the report. On the basis of rectification, the corrective measures were also taken. That was there. Because if there is a serious violation of certain norm, we will mention the state. Otherwise, there is no necessity of mentioning everything, everybody.
Comrade, I am coming to back organization report only. What is the self-critic statements are inside in the report? Especially my question is in the point of view of Kolkata plenum. After Kolkata plenum, we implemented the rectification campaign. What is the result of that campaign?
See, the Kolkata plenum said rectification campaign should be a continuous process, not one time. So we won't wait for a certain call of the party to rectify. But whenever incidents of something we don't want, we'll take it seriously and we'll rectify. That is the continuous process. Sometimes we may conduct a campaign because certain issues are not related to individuals. Certain trends may be there. Then we take a political campaign. That type of rectification campaigns, often 2-3 years, or sometimes after elections, we do the rectification campaign. Now this Congress has decided to do a rectification campaign in the coming period. The timetable and other things can be decided by the new central committee.
Thank you.
There is no place for race in the conference, Congress hall. First thing is, we usually discuss on the night of the last day. So we have not discussed. So anybody can think of anything and write. Thank you. Thank you very much.